Hello out there, welcome to your yoga practice. My name is Mim and I'll be guiding you through today. We'll be moving through a 3-part practice consisting of pranayama for the breath, asana for the body, and dhyana or meditation for the mind. So we'll begin in a seated position at the front of the mat, legs crossed if that's comfortable for you, or you might like to come up onto your knees, sitting your heels back on your ankles, maybe taking a block underneath the hips if that feels a little more comfortable on your knees, to have the hips elevated, just making sure you're comfortable, and then grounding down through the parts of the body that are connecting with the mat, maybe your hips, maybe your ankles, maybe your knees, and just lengthening through the spine, rolling the shoulders back and down, and lifting the crown of the head skywards. Equal breathing. Closing down the eyes and beginning to breathe through the nose. Inhale, ribcage expands. Exhale, soften the body. See if you can make your inhales and your exhales the same length. If it helps, count silently to yourself. Maybe inhale to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 4. Maybe now extending your equal breath to a 5 or 6 count. Whatever feels most comfortable for you, as long as your breath is steady and comfortable. Slowly opening your eyes now and finding your natural breath rhythm. Seated half angel, inhaling arms overhead and exhaling elbows wide, chest open. Inhale, reaching up tall. Exhale, elbows drawing down. Stretching up to inhale. Exhale, drawing the elbows down. Shoulder blades drawing together. Inhale, last time, reaching tall. And exhaling, hands back down to the thighs. Coming to a tabletop position. Spine neutral. Breathe in. Exhale, move the right shoulder and the right hip towards one another like you're making a letter C with your body, gazing over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. And exhale, squeezing the left shoulder and the left hip together, making that letter C, gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale back to neutral spine and continuing with the rhythm of your own breath. Exhaling to make that letter C towards the right. And then inhaling back to center and repeating on the left, following your own breath. And on your next exhale, coming back to a neutral spine in a tabletop position. We're going to tuck our toes and lift the knees up off of the mat. And then as you exhale, pushing back, lifting the hips high into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, your downward facing dog. Check that the hands are shoulder width apart, your feet are hip distance apart. And you're pressing down through the middle finger and thumb, the triads of the hands, strengthening the wrists here. Taking a softness through the knees, and then lengthening through the spine, from the base of the spine all the way to the crown of the head, and the tip of the fingers in one line, keeping a long line through the upper body. And then as you exhale, making your way to the front of the mat for ragdoll, maybe stepping or hopping forward, taking your feet hip distance apart and letting the upper body completely relax down, bending your knees as much as you need to so your belly and chest rests on the thighs. Maybe taking hold of your opposite elbows with your hands. Just waking up the body gently, swaying from side to side. Maybe extending one leg and then the other. And just shifting the weight forward into the front of the feet. Coming back to breath. Maybe using Ujjayi breath where you can this practice. And on your inhale, we're slowly going to roll up to a standing position, vertebrae by vertebrae. The last thing to lift would be your head. Bringing your toes together and your heels slightly apart. Grounding down through the soles of the feet. Lifting your kneecap slightly. Lift the lower belly. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Lifting the crown of the head towards the sky. Lowering the tailbone. Bringing a micro bend through the knees. And coming back down to the feet, conscious of the feeling of the mat against the feet. Bringing mindfulness to your practice. And consciousness to those subtle sensations of the physical body. Inhale, extending the hands to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to take half angel wings again, drawing the elbows down. So the arms are at 90 degrees, fingertips towards the sky. Drawing those shoulder blades together. Inhale, hands skywards. Exhale, angel wings, drawing the shoulders down. Inhale, hands skywards. And exhale, hinging at the hips, Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, maybe rising up onto the fingertips or resting the palms of the hands into the shins, avoiding the knees. Crown of the head towards the front of the room. Exhale, stepping your left foot back for a low lunge. Inhale, right hand to the sky for an easy twist. Back knee can be on or off the mat, honoring your body, whichever option feels good for you. Reach taller on the inhale. And exhale, reach the right hand down, lift the back knee to a low lunge. And then stepping back to a down dog on the exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Bringing a softness through the knees to lengthen through the spine. Yearning your heart towards your thighs. Remembering that child's pose is always an option wherever you like throughout your yoga practice. And coming back to breath now, maybe bringing your awareness to your heart space. Turning inward. Inhale forward to a high plank, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, engaging the core, and exhaling to Ashtanga Pranam, lowering your knees, your chest, and your chin to the mat, keeping your hips high, elbows bent backwards. Inhale to a cobra, lowering the hips down and lifting through the upper back. The crown of the head directed towards the front of the room. Elbows are in and feet are together. Cobra has one tail and no limbs. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Staying for an inhale. And exhale, stepping your left foot forward, followed by your right, coming to Ardha Uttanasana on the inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana, full forward fold. Yogi's choice, knees can be bent or straight as long as your belly and chest are making contact with the thighs, protecting your lower back. Inhale, arms outstretched in front of you, hands towards the sky, bringing your palms together on the exhale, back down past your third eye to meet at heart center. Inhale, extending the hands to the sky. Exhale, folding down for Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhaling to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, step your right foot back for a low lunge. Left hand to the sky. Inhale, lifting the hand taller towards the sky. And exhale, lowering the hand back down. Stepping back to a downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Sending your hips high, softness through the knees to lengthen through the spine. Imagining those jars in each of your hands, turning the lid of the jar in the right hand towards the right and the lid in the jar in the left hand towards the left. And coming back to breath. Deep breathing through the nose. Self-correct so that you feel steady and comfortable in your body. Inhale forward to a high plank. Exhale to Ashtanga Pranam. Lower your knees, your chest and your chin to the mat, keeping the hips high. If you'd prefer to take Chaturanga, please feel free. Inhale to a cobra, or if you'd prefer, upward facing dog, yogi's choice. And exhaling over the knees, sending the hips high to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Checking your foundations, feet are hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart. And bringing your inner gaze to your heart space. Staying for an inhale. Exhale, step your right foot forward, followed by the left. Inhaling to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Extending the spine long, crown of the head towards the front of the room. Exhaling for Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhale, rising up, arms outstretched in front of you, hands towards the sky. Bringing your palms together, back down past your third eye on the exhale. Meeting in Pranamasana. Checking in with your breath now. Our breath is the best way to see how we're going in our practice. If it's labored, feel free to drop back a little. Inhale, extending the hands to the sky. And exhale, folding down for Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, step the left foot back. Inhaling to rise to a crescent lunge, high lunge. Hands towards the sky, rolling your shoulders back and down, lifting the lower belly and lowering the tailbone. Drawing the left hip forward a little to square the hips. Staying for an inhale. And exhale, opening up to Warrior Two. Front shin is vertical. Stepping the arch of the back foot so it's in line with the heel of the front foot and grounding down through the outer edge of that left foot. Fingertips stretching away from each other. Relaxing the shoulders. Inhale to Peaceful Warrior, bringing the right hand skywards, left hand resting on the back leg. Staying for an exhale. Inhale, extend the right leg long. Exhale to Trikonasana, extending forward as far as you can towards the front of the mat. And when you can't go any further, let the right hand come down to the right leg, anywhere that it lands. Maybe it lands on the mat. And maybe extending that left hand towards the sky. If it feels better to take the left hand to the hip, please do that. It's not the way the body looks, it's the way the body feels. Finding Sthira Sukha, meaning steady and stable. As long as you are steady and comfortable, you are doing yoga. Feel the stretch in the front inner thigh. Lengthen the spine. Inhale to Peaceful Warrior, extending the right hand skywards. Exhale, windmill the hands down, framing the right foot with the hands and stepping back to a downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, send the hips high. Inhaling forward to a high plank and then coming through your flow, Ashtanga Pranam on the exhale or Chaturanga. Inhaling to a cobra, lifting the upper body up off of the mat, shoulders over the wrists, feet together. And exhaling back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Send the hips high, feet hip distance apart, hands shoulder width apart, and pressing down through the middle finger and thumb. Staying for an inhale. And exhale, stepping forward with the left foot followed by the right. Inhaling to halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, extending through the spine, crown of the head towards the front of the room. Maybe lifting to the fingertips or pressing the palms of the hands into the shins. Exhale, Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhale to rise, arms outstretched in front of you, hands towards the sky, bringing your palms together and exhaling them back down past your third eye to meet at heart center. Checking in with the breath. Is it slow? Is it steady? Inhale, hands skywards. Exhale, hinging at the hips, Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhaling to Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, extending the spine long. And exhale, stepping the right foot back, inhaling to crescent lunge, high lunge, fingertips towards the sky. And drawing the right hip forward to square the hips. Relaxing the shoulders down. Lift the lower belly, lower the tailbone. Staying for an inhale. And exhale, opening up to a warrior two. Arch of the back foot in line with the heel of the front foot. Front shin is vertical. Tracking the knee over the left pinky toe. Maybe gazing over those left fingertips. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Left hand skywards, right hand to the right leg. Staying for an inhale as you extend the left leg long for Trikonasana. Exhale, extending forward as far as you can, and when you can't go any further, change nothing about the torso and let the left hand fall where it lands, right hand skyward, self-correcting so that you feel steady and comfortable. Lengthening the spine long. Inhale, grounding the front foot down and pulling back gently. Staying for an exhale. Inhale to peaceful warrior, left hand skywards. And exhaling, low lunge, framing the left foot. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. You know it. Inhaling forward to a high plank and then coming through your flow. Ashtanga Pranayama, lower your knees, your chest and chin down to the mat, keeping your hips high. Chaturanga is an option always as well. Inhaling to Cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Staying for an inhale. And exhale, step the right foot forward, followed by the left. Inhaling to a halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, full forward fold, Uttanasana, bending the hips so belly and chest rests on the thighs. Inhale to rise, arms outstretched in front of you, hands to the sky, bringing your palms together, back down past your third eye on the exhale to meet at heart center. Checking in with the breath. Making our way to Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3, bringing all of the weight into the right foot and extending the left leg long behind you. Maybe taking your hands to the mat in front of you for a little support. Maybe bringing your hands to heart center in prayer position. Or maybe taking the hands out in front of you, flexing the left foot, and trying to lower the left hip a little to bring the two hips in one line as much as you can. Visualizing yourself as the capital letter T. Breathing deeply through the nose. And exhaling back to standing. Let's repeat that on the opposite side, bringing all of your weight into your left foot this time. And exhaling as you extend your right leg long behind you, lowering the upper body down. Imagining that capital letter T again with your body, flexing the right foot. And find Cobra with the upper body, lifting the heart, lengthening from the crown of the head all the way to the heel. Maybe finding your Ujjayi breath here. Stay for an inhale. And exhaling, lowering back to standing. Dancer's pose. We'll bring all of our weight into the right foot again this time. Inhaling, reaching back to take the left foot with the left hand. Tip the upper body forward, extend forward and kick your left foot back, lifting your back leg up and back. Softening the shoulders back and down and kicking a little harder as you breathe in. Drawing your left shoulder forward to stretch and square the shoulders. You might be a little happier in a tree variation, standing tall with your back foot kicking towards your glutes. No need to lower the upper body down and kick the leg back. Honoring your body. Exhaling back to standing. And we'll repeat on the opposite side. Bringing all of your weight now onto your left foot and taking hold of the right ankle with the right hand. Taking dancer's pose or your tree variation, you may just press your right foot into your right glute. Or if you're taking dancer's pose, lower the upper body a little and kick the right leg back. Coming back to breath. Drawing the right shoulder forwards, stretching and squaring the shoulders a little. Deep breath in to lengthen through the spine. And exhale to go a little deeper. Stay for one more deep inhale. And exhale back to standing. Inhale, extending the hands skyward. Exhale, folding down, hinging at the hips, Uttanasana, full forward fold. Inhale for Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, stepping back to a high plank. Coming through Ashtanga Pranam or Chaturanga, on or off the knees. Inhaling to Cobra, lifting through the upper back and spine or upward facing dog. And exhaling back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Send the hips high, hands shoulder width apart, feet hip distance apart. Staying for an inhale. And exhaling down to a child's pose, taking a little rest here. Extending the arms long on the mat in front of you, or you might like to stack your fists on top of one another to rest your forehead on your fists. Checking in with your breath. Deep inhale into the belly. And exhaling all the way out. As we inhale, we'll rise up to rest on our knees. For Shashankasana, the preparation for the king of all poses, Shashasana, the headstand. But we're just taking Shashankasana today. You might like to watch me before you take this posture. Bring your hands to your heels. Feel a descending energy through the shins. Pressing down through the shins and ankles and feeling an ascending energy coming up through the crown of the head. Chest broad and shoulders are down. Lift the front body and lower the back body, lowering the chin and bringing the inner gaze to the heart. From this place, we enter this pose. Keeping your hands connected to the heels, slowly lifting the hips and rising up. Feeling that strength through your thighs and back and slowly guiding the crown of the head to the mat so that your forehead is forward on the knees. The aim is to have vertical thighs, hips above the knees. Releasing the hands if you need to. Crown of the head is resting on the mat. Keep your arms long and bring your palms to the mat if you've released them from your feet. Self-correct so that you feel steady and comfortable, and bringing your awareness to your third eye. Deep breathing here. Coming out of the posture the same way that you came into it. Feeling lightness through the crown of the head and strength through the thighs. Bringing your hands back to your heels slowly and pressing down through your shins and ankles as you slowly rise back up. Remembering not to critique or compare your practice with anybody else. This is your body and this is your practice. Keep the yoga in the yoga. You can sit your hips to the side or cross your ankles over to bring your feet to the front of the mat. Lying down on your back, taking 2 breaths in Savasana. Slow, deep breaths. Coming to Savangasana now, the queen of all poses. Sliding your legs together. If shoulder stand is not in your practice, lie on your back, turn your palms up and bring your legs to vertical for Viparita Karani, like we did last week, legs up the wall pose, like a letter L. Staying here. In asana practice, we want to sweat less, breathe less, move less, and think less. So it's important to be true to yourself and find a place where you feel steady and comfortable. Honoring Satya and Ahimsa, be truthful and non-harming to yourself. If you're comfortable with Salamba Savangasana, shoulder stand, known as the mother of all poses, bring your legs to vertical, whether that's straight or bent knees. And if you're moving up to your shoulders, move slowly and gracefully and bring the whole of your hand to your back, fingers pointing up, and carefully shimmying your shoulders and your elbows in making your shoulders and upper arms the seat of the posture. Take the weight away from your neck. It's a shoulder stand, not a neck stand. Feeling a descending energy as you press down through the shoulders and arms. Sukha variation, take an angle at the hips or soften the knees. Remembering it's important that you feel safe and the posture feels good. So please do not take this posture if it doesn't feel good, if you don't feel safe, if anything is hurting. Come out of the pose and come back to Viparita Karani. We always keep our eyes towards the ceiling, never turning the head in this posture. Closing down your eyes, jut your bottom jaw forward to keep your head light on the mat. Make sure you're steady and comfortable and your breathing is flowing naturally. Slowly breaking the pose, coming to Halasana, lowering the legs overhead. Sukha variation, bend the knees as much as you need to and hover them over your forehead. Keep your back supported. Be steady and comfortable and take care of yourself, maybe lowering the toes all the way to the mat. Bottom jaw jut forward and breath is flowing naturally. Breaking your pose by bending your knees, releasing your arms to the mat. Relax the upper belly below the ribs as you release down to the mat without lifting your head off of the mat. Slowly, carefully. Setu Bandhasana, turn your palms facing up, bend your knees, feet hip distance apart on the mat and toes slightly in, nose in line with your spine. Feeling broadness through the chest. Slowly peel the tailbone up off of the mat, the lower back, the upper back, bringing your hips in line with your knees. Bring your thumbs to the back of the waist and the fingers to the front of the waist and draw your chin in. We're aiming to lift our back up and out of our hands, not rest into our hands here. Settle in this asana. Please keep your nose in line with your spine. Jut your bottom jaw forward. And slowly coming out of the posture, vertebrae by vertebrae, back down to the mat. For a quick little Upanasana, bring your knees to your chest, neutralizing the spine, giving your knees a little hug here. And then taking a reclined twist, bending your knees and letting them fall to the left. Taking your arms out in a T position, gazing over your right shoulder. Gentle twist. Inhaling your knees back to center, and we'll repeat that on the opposite side. Exhaling the knees to the right, gazing over the left shoulder. Deep breathing into the belly. Inhaling, knees back to center. And exhaling to Savasana, extending the legs long on the mat, palms facing up, head and neck in line with the spine, eyes gently closing. Take a moment here maybe to pop on a blanket, loosen any tight clothing, and make yourself completely comfortable. Keep the body still and stay awake. We'll move into a yoga nidra, which is a psychic sleep where the mind stays fully alert, but the body falls into a deep state of relaxation. Slowly bringing your awareness to the sounds within your environment. Moving your awareness from sound to sound. Not staying with any one sound. Gradually listening to closer sounds. Sounds in the room you're in. Sounds closer to the body. And the sound of the breath. As I say the name of a body part, visualize that part. Say its name internally and imagine it lighting up relaxing it completely. Beginning with the left hand, left elbow, left shoulder, whole left arm, left foot, left knee, left hip, whole left leg, the whole left side of the body, right hand, right elbow, right shoulder, whole right arm, right ankle, right knee, right hip, whole right leg, the whole right side of the body, chest, neck, abdomen, face. The head is heavy on the mat. The limbs are heavy. The torso is heavy. The whole body is heavy. So heavy that it's sinking down into the floor. Leave the body by itself now. Where are you? Slowly bringing your awareness back to the room. Wriggling your fingers, wriggling your toes. And when you're ready, slowly rolling to the right, using your right arm as a pillow, left hand on the mat in front of you. Rolling to the right so that when we rise leading with the left side of the body, the way that we learn to approach everything in life through our yoga practice, by leading with the heart first. We'll meet at the front of the mat with our legs crossed and our hands in prayer position at the center of our chest, closing down the eyes. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy, and may all beings everywhere be free. Namaha. Thank you.